Hello guys, welcome back to another edition of the Chef Lifestyle. So on today's video, I'm going to talk about tips on taking great food photos for your page, for your Instagram page, whether you're a food blogger or you're just somebody who just wants to take a nice or great food photos for their page, for their magazines, anything related to food, any food photo you want to take. And you have to keep it in mind that just like other photography like portrait, interior design photography, food photography has its own set of principles and rules to follow if you want to have great photos. So if you want to know more, stick around and don't forget to hit the subscribe button and become part of the family. Let's hop right into the video. The first thing we're going to talk about are surfaces and backgrounds. So unlike other photographs like portraits, interior design photographs, which can be taken in isolation, food photography is not like that. You would need a surface or a background to take the picture from. So there are so many things you can use. For instance, when I was starting out fresh and I didn't really have a lot of things to use, I started with a cardboard. Yes, a simple cardboard can do. I went for the white interior or the white aesthetic because white is very easy to work with and it just places the whole focus on your food, which is the main thing that your food photography or your picture is supposed to do. It's supposed to highlight the food, not distract it. So you have to get backgrounds that is going to enhance the food and make the food the star of the show. From cardboard, other things that I've experimented with are floor tiles, but just make sure that they're not super reflective. I wasn't able to follow through with it because they were super reflective, and anytime I would try to take a picture, I would see my reflection and the reflection of the food, which was super distracting for the food picture. Other things that I have tried with as backgrounds are plywoods, and I have this video on my Instagram page on my reels where I was painting a background of my own that I use for my picture. So all you need is some paint and then a plywood and you're good to go. You just apply it or you paint over it and try to get some textures, and they are very good for food photos. So for this video, that's the kind of background I'm going to use to style or take the picture of the food. What else do we need for our food photo? We need kitchen towels or napkins. These are very important in photos. If you like, just go right now on Instagram and check all your famous or your favorite food bloggers. You can see that all their pictures have napkins or kitchen towels in them, and this is not by accident. It's very important. It has its own role that it plays. It gives the food an extra layer so that it doesn't become too flat, and then just make sure that it's not distracting. As I said, the main focus of your picture is to enhance or showcase the food, so anything that distracts it is a no. So I usually like to go for very neutral colors when it comes to my kitchen towels: white, creams, gray colors. White napkins work with every food photo. I had this white napkin that I used in almost all my food photos for like more than 5 months, and it was still working for me. So just make sure you have, even if it's just one napkin for all your photos, it doesn't matter. The next thing we're going to talk about are bowls and plates. So you need bowls and plates. Of course, you're going to place the food in the bowls and plates, right? So you need it, but for a beginner or for a starter, you would need to go with white plates. It's not compulsory to go with white plates, but I would entreat you to go with that because, as I said, white is very easy to work with. Okay, it's not super distracting, and white just makes everything look nice and neat in different shapes and different arrangements. I have different shaped white bowls that I use for my photos, and most of my photos have white plates in them because I'm also a beginner and I always want this clean, minimal look on my page, so I go for white plates a lot. Spoons, forks, knives, they also have a way of making your picture look very nice. The most beautiful food photos that we see are the ones which tell a story. So sometimes you see a food photo, somebody will take a picture of food, and then there will be a fork or a knife by it, telling you that the food is ready to be eaten. That is the story behind the food. Or you see a bowl with a fork or a spoon in it, telling you that the person is done eating, so the person is ready to eat. So these kind of props or these kind of cutlery has a way of adding to the story of the food. So I will entreat you to use some of them. So now you're ready to shoot our food. So the first thing that I do is that I put my backgrounds together. If it's a cardboard, I just roll it and then I tape it around with sellotape so that it holds it in position. If it's a board, I made 2 of the boards, so one as the foreground, one as the background, as you can see in the video. The next thing I do is that I try to put my napkins in a different positions. I just like to really experiment and then try different angles to see which picture is going to work best. So after that, I put my food. So I'm going to plate this food in this kitchen, in this plate that I got, which is very, very cute. It has 2 sections. I'm going to put the food in one section and the stew in one section. We are going to style this plantain and potato chips and stew. So sometimes you can just fold the napkin and put it aside. Sometimes you can fold the napkin and put the food on it, or you can just put the napkin there as a decorative item. You just have to experiment and see what works for you. And you don't just take a picture from one side all the time and you would want to get a great photo. Sometimes even the angle that you thought this angle is not going to work is the angle that's going to give you the best photo. The most important tip I can give you today is to use natural light for your food photos. Okay, don't use your phone flash. Don't take a picture of food in the evening and use your phone flash. That is a no. So just try and use natural lighting, and don't take food directly under the sunlight. You're going to lose a lot of details on the food. So just try and if you have a large window, shoot directly opposite it. It doesn't matter if you're not a food blogger. If somebody comes to your page and they see a beautiful food photo, they're definitely going to like it or share it. So you have to put in a lot of thought when taking a food picture.